Hi, friends. Happy Monday. Hope you've had a great weekend and you had lots of rest. I felt like I was busy from the beginning to the end, but it was a really great weekend. So, tonight I'm going to be playing with the Thoughtful Journey suite collection. And it's a stunning suite that's on page 47, 46, and 47 of the new annual catalog. And I want to provide this suite as part of my next class. So that'll be my class in July. So if you're interested, make sure that you keep note. Any orders from this point on of $35 or more will get you a free class with this suite class kit. So typically we do 4 projects. One of them will be either a box or a gift bag of some sort of treat holder or small gift box. And I've got, of course, tons of ideas that I want to share with you. But today I'm just going to play with a little fun fold that I did with my team last week. So this is something that Susan Campfield came up with, and I'm just kind of working on it, simplifying it a little bit, but adding another layer. So, of course, I love layers. All right, so let's get to it. Okay. So this is the bundle that goes with it, Thoughtful Wishes. And of course, they've got all these lovely little dies. And if you recall, I used this little flower and 2 of these leaves for my keeping tabs little card that I did. So that was a really fun element. And then this is the really sweet little stamp set. And it's got this gorgeous font and these really beautiful little sentiments. So I really love playing with that. Okay, so this is what the suite looks like. And of course, there's all kinds of ideas from Stampin' Up. And it includes the watercolor 6x6 designer series paper, the thoughtful designs. It's a really beautiful paper. I'll show that to you in a minute. And then some pearls that go with it. Okay. Also, if you go to page 26, they include the Memories Plus, and they have this really beautiful Thoughtful Journey Memories and More card pack, which include these 4x6 pieces of cardstock, and they're double-sided, so both sides are beautiful. And then it has these cute little smaller 3x4 as well. And I'm going to scrapbook with this on Friday. So be sure to catch my Friday kit together, because this, while it's not a kit, it acts like one and it makes great scrapbooking elements. Okay. So, and I just messed all this up. So here's the designer series paper, the 6x6. And as you can see, they have these really great coordinating colors. So on both sides, it's just really beautiful. And you can see each one of them has some gorgeous ones. This is the one I'm going to work with tonight. But I love it. They've just got all this room to write sentiments or stamp sentiments. And it's just so gorgeous. So I'm going to be scrapbooking with this as well, along with those other pieces. And each one of these, so you can see that this is the other side of this. So it's just really beautiful all the way through. Okay. And then these are the pearls that go with it. And you can see they're just gorgeous. So we'll use that tonight. And then this is the 12x12 designer series, or the specialty paper. And as you can see, I love the gradation of each one of the sheets. Now I've cut into this one so you can't see, but it's got all this really beautiful, it goes from Fresh Freesia down to Misty Moonlight. You know, this one is Pretty in Pink down to, looks like a Fresh Freesia. And then this one here is Petal Pink, and it looks like it goes to Calypso Coral. And then we've got a little bit of Garden Green down to Olive. And then this one looks like it is a mix of Lost Lagoon to Pretty Peacock. So those gradations are in there automatically. Just beautiful. Okay, so the card we're going to make today is a variation on this. I'm just adding another layer because I just love this designer series paper that goes with it. And as you can see, it just makes a really lovely card. And I've just stamped on the designer series paper. Did this one as well. Same thing. And you can make the inside look however you want. And I'm going to be using the designer series paper leftovers. Okay. Before I go on, I want to show you, let me just add this, get this set up here so it stays. So you can see these cards. So these are some of the samples that I got from other Stamp and Share demonstrators. And this is one of them. And I may have gotten the name tags confused, so forgive me if I'm misquoting. This one was done by Janine Pullman, and it's just really sweet. And it looks like she used some dies to do some layering. And then we have, now this is the only part that's from this stamp set. And I think the sentiment and the little, this piece is from, and I believe this designer series paper is from Unbounded, the suite. I don't remember what it's called. And this one, I believe, is from Desiree Crum, or Crum. And then there's this one. This one's a pretty fun fold. And it was done by Michelle Barwick. Oops. Oh. Nope. I was thinking this had a fun fold to it. It's just a layer. But she's using an embossing folder behind. She's got a sprig from the dies. And then she's using the fresh, or I believe this is Petunia Pop. Sorry, Petunia Pop ink and ribbon. And then she's got some Petunia Pop embellishments. So really beautiful card. This is the one that's the fun fold. And this one is from Lynn Fieldcamp. And again, I may have gotten them mixed up, so I apologize. And so you can see this is a really fun fold. And then she even added a little stamped image on the back. Looks like she used blends to color it. And it looks like she used blends to color the inside. But this is a sentiment from the stamp set. You make the life, make life better. So she used some of the sprigs. Looks like she colored them with blends, and then used some, looks like some sparkle or glittery specialty designer paper. Okay, so you're going to start with a 4.5. So 4.5 by 9.5 inches of cardstock. And then you're going to score it at 1 inch and 1 inch. So 1 inch and 2 inches. And then from the other side, 1 inch and 2 inches. Then you're going to fold them together like this. So you can see the way the card starts. Okay. And then taking an 8.5, or sorry, a 4.25 by 5.5 piece of designer series paper, you're going to cut it So what I do is you've got 4.25, so you're going to cut it at 2 1/8, and then you're going to cut it at 2 1/4. Or at 3 1/4, and then it'll leave 2 1/4 remaining. So you can see how this comes together, and then you're going to switch these pieces. Okay. Now, I also created, or I'm using the cardstock And what I'm doing is, let's see if I can put this back together again. And, okay, here we go. Nope. I'll get this right here in just a second. Okay, so again, I took a 4" by 5¼ piece, and then I cut this bottom piece at 2 1/8, so it left 3 1/8 remaining. So this is 3 1/8, and this is 2 1/8. Okay, so then these will get placed over the top. So it just leaves a tiny little border, and then there we go. So this, you have to kind of choose from your 6 by 6 what you want on your card. So this is a piece of, and I still don't have it right. Sorry about that. Okay. So this time it's a 5" by 3 3/4 piece. Okay, so 5" by 3 3/4, and then you cut it at 2 inches and leaving 3 inches. This is cut at 1 7/8. So 3 inches and 2 inches. And then you're just going to layer that over that. Okay, so once it's glued together, then you start adding it to your card front, and you're just going to glue it to this portion. So let me start assembling. And I'm just leaving these so it's just a really subtle border. Just makes for a little bit more elegant card. I didn't do the border on these, as you can tell. Hey Linda, thanks for joining me. So this is a card we made with my team last week. Much simpler version, but I'm adding a little extra border or layer of this beautiful cardstock. Okay, so I'm going to add the glue to this piece, and then I want, let me just move these over, this to line up on the top and on the left. So this piece will just line up just under it. And I want it to line up on the left-hand side. So you can kind of see the direction it's going to go. Okay. All right, so let's assemble here. I love this paper. It's just so beautiful. And this scene, the watercolors are just so pretty. It reminds me of a cool, winter day, which I need right now. I'm not handling the humidity very well this year. It's really humid here. So when I'm out walking the dog, I'm not a fan of sweating, for the first thing. So I have this little neck cooler fan that I use because it worked really well when I was in New Orleans with my backstage. So that's what I've been using, and it makes it somewhat bearable, but I like to go further, which means I'm going to sweat more, and it makes for a very grumpy Angela. Okay. So you want this to go together in the middle. And it looks like my measurement's off just a smidge, which is interesting because when I made these, you can see that I thought, okay, I need to add a little bit more length, but that is not correct. So I think what I'm going to need to do, let me just lift this, hold over so it's all the way over to the left. And then what I'll do is I'm going to put it over here. Oops, it's moving that. And I think I'm just going to have to move it over just a little bit because I want it to go together in the middle. There we go. Okay, so that works. All right, so now for the middle, you can do whatever you want, but what I'm doing is I'm using the remaining cardstock that I had, and I'm just going to place it on the inside. And then I had a little piece that was from the remaining as well. And I'll just place this white cardstock in the middle. So you can kind of see the direction I'm going. So I'm going to center these so that these three sides are the same. So I'm making sure that the inside, these three sides are the same here. And then I'm going to overlap this piece on the left. Oops, I meant to do the white first. So let me pull this up a little bit. I'm going to line it up with the left side here, or right side. Get my left and right. Okay. All right, so that's going to be my inside for my sentiments. Okay. Now, one thing I forgot to do is I forgot to stamp my sentiment right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it flat, and then I'm going to use You Make Life Better. I'm going to use the Misty Moonlight. Luckily, nothing is dimensioned up so that it's easy to stamp a sentiment. Looks like my ink pad is leaking. Okay, so I'll put this back together, and then I'm going to use these ones up here for some pretty pearls, and they're all the same size, so it doesn't matter. So there we go. So that's all I have to show you. Remember, for Friday, I'm going to be using the Memories and More card pack from page, I believe it was page 26. So I'm going to be using these along with this gorgeous designer series paper and specialty paper for a scrapbook layout. So be sure to tune in on Friday and we'll take a look at that, and I'll have some great pictures to go with it. So, all right, well, have a great evening, and thanks so much for joining me. Again, Angela with Wild Violets Art, and thank you for tuning in today. And if you happen to catch this later on YouTube, be sure to click like and subscribe and share it with a friend. So thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon.